Green Fortress has officially ended. No more Erasmus or the other bosses. You probably know Erasmus, the wizard who hates soldier. And of course, there's the Bomber a book that turned one of them was eye into binoculars. But who is the Horseless Headless Horseman? Well, we're heading to the depths of Hell Tower to figure out who this mysterious boss really is, explore his origin, and figure out how he ended up with 31,000 Robux. Wait, what? Before we uncover who he is, we need to know what he does. He's a Halloween boss that originally only spawns in Man Manor. He attacks any player who gets too close, dealing 80% of the victim-based health in a single swing, meaning he does 240 damage to heavy for only 100 to scout. He has a base health of 3000 and plus 200 for every player in the server, but he only spawns when there's a total of 3 players, so his minimum health is 5000. And unlike Erasmus or Marcus, whenever the Horseless Headless Horseman spawns, there's no truce, the fight keeps going. Besides swinging his axe, he can also scare nearby mercenaries and disable their weapon. And once defeated, he starts to shiver before exploding afterwards. Silas Men is presumably who the Horseless Headless Horseman was before he died. In the second NU Hell's Green Fortress Haunted Halloween special, we saw the first appearance of the Horseless Headless Horseman alongside the tombstone with the name Silas Men engraved on it. But who is Silas Men? Well, his history in the Man family is a mystery. You know, he was a co-owner of Zephaniah Man and Son, the company that would eventually become the name we all know today as Manco. But that doesn't tell us much about Silas himself. We saw him in a family portrait, but he couldn't be Zephaniah's brother. In Comic 7, the day Cypher went away, it stated that Zephaniah was an only child. So, who was Silas? Their cousin, perhaps? His identity in the Man family remains a mystery. We know a bit about who Silas is, a co-owner of Manco, and presumably a cousin or distant family member of Zephaniah. We can see Silas's grave, meaning he did get a proper burial, but something happened along the way that turned him into the Horseless Headless Horseman. There's no official explanation from Valve, but if I had to guess, Erasmus is probably involved. I mean, Erasmus is the owner of the Bomber and that thing created Monoculus. So what's stopping him from turning Silas into the Horseless Headless Horseman? To further push his theory, we partnered with Carnage, and then we go overtime in the gamer. Erasmus summoned the Horseless Headless Horseman to kill the players.
Kill them all, horsemen! Enough! I summon the Headless Horseless Horseman!
This means Erasmus is in control of the Horseless Headless Horseman. Why the pumpkin head? Well, maybe that's to cover up his headless head, like people covering up their bald spot. When you kill the Horseless Headless Horseman, you get the achievement Sleepy Hollow Win, and alongside that, you also get the Halloween restricted cosmetic, the Horseless Headless Horseman's head. The head you see on him is actually what the Headless Horseman hold in the Legend of the Sleepy Hollow. In that story, the Headless Horseman carry a glowing pumpkin, almost like a jack-o'-lantern, and it looks similar to the one the Horseless Headless Horseman has. Oh, Bonesaw. Not that Bonesaw, the community-made map. In that map, instead of the Horseless Headless Horseman, you fight the Hellishly Hollow Horseman. He's basically the same boss, but red, and with a candle instead of a pumpkin, which makes him more headless. Upon killing the Horseless Headless Horseman with a melee weapon and surviving as he dies, you will be rewarded with the gold achievement and a haunted metal scrap. Combining that metal scrap with 2 refined metal and a Scotsman skull cutter, you'll unlock the Horseless Headless Horseman Headtaker. It's just a reskin of the Islander, which makes the name pretty fitting. And even though it's based on the Islander, it doesn't increase any stats for the Horseless Headless Horseman hit. This weapon looks super cool if it didn't cover up half of the screen. I guess the Horseless Headless Horseman only takes 10. Wait, he doesn't harvest them like demo with his Islander. So, the Horseless Headless Horseman is one of the more interesting boss in TF2, as we know that he's Silas Men, the co-founder of Manco. While Silas's identity remains a mystery, we can speculate that when he died, Erasmus turned him into one of his puppets. But I guess we'll never be sure who or how he became a Horseless Headless Horseman.